Hello, dear Libra. I'm Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary, revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your March 2022 horoscope. And we start the month with a very sweet, compassionate, dreamy new moon in Pisces, activating your sixth house. And we've got Mercury and Saturn canoodling in your fifth house. And so, what you may be dreaming about or having time spent in the imaginal realm are ways that you can bring in a little bit more art or a little bit more creativity and pleasure into your daily routines. Maybe you set an intention at the beginning of the year to get into a better health regimen, or you're in that field. Maybe it's mental health, could be physical health, and you want to bring in more clients, or you want to organize yourself in a way that helps you feel as though you're on task. Well, this new moon can have a little bit of a reset feeling for you, and it can give you the ability to put a plan in place because we're working with intentions, and it can help you put a plan in place of how you might be able to draw in more clients or find more pleasure in your daily routines. So if it felt like it was a little mundane or things just got a little lackluster, some of you who are familiar with cycles, you understand if you started, let's say, a physical health routine at the beginning of the year and you've been staying with it, you start out very excited, right? And motivated and ready to get it done. And then you start to see some results and that feels really good. And then the dip happens. The dip is where it becomes so routine. Maybe it's a little boring. Maybe you lost a little bit of that motivation. And now, with this new moon, you're ready to reactivate it. You may be thinking of ways to give yourself more development, maybe your work, self-development, some self-help, and also how that can apply to your everyday life. You can also find around this first week of March that coworkers go out of their way to assist you on your projects, or you add new clients or new work comes to you. So if you're looking for a job, if you're looking for that interview, this is a great week to start applying. And this is also a great time to find more work-life balance. So some of you Libras may have rolled up your sleeves and been working really hard over the last couple of months and just kind of chipping away at what needs to be done, especially because we've had Mars in Capricorn in that fifth house. And Mars is driving you to find more pleasure, but you've also got this active sixth house going on where your daily routines need to be done. The tasks need to be checked off. And so here at this new moon, you may say, okay, I'm going to play as hard as I work. Northern Hemisphere, we're entering into, it's almost spring. And so you can find this feeling of renewed life coming in. Maybe greater healing can happen for you. And also with this fifth house being active with Mercury and Saturn, you may be thinking about making some decisions on your love affairs or something around your children as well. I'll talk about the love affair first of all, Libra, because I know you love love. And so this first week of March, you may decide, you know what, I don't want the casual love affair anymore. Or I've been working so hard, I haven't even given my attention to dating, if you're single or in a bonded relationship. I haven't given my attention to the relationship and nurturing it and taking care of it the way that I could. And so you may be turning your attention more towards your loved ones or towards yourself, in the sense that you want something a little more serious. You don't just want the, hook up, whatever. And so you may decide at this new moon to start putting yourself out there again, dating wise, and that can really start to feel good. The other thing that we have around this first week of March and the new moon is we've got Venus and Mars canoodling. And these are our cosmic lovers, and they've been canoodling in the sign of Capricorn for the entire month of February. And they're going to make their dancing, if you will. They're going to play a new tune in the month of March when they move into the sign of Aquarius, but they don't move into the sign of Aquarius at the first week. They're going to stay in there until the 6th. And so what we're going to have around this first week of March is the cosmic lovers here, great energy for promoting, for you. This is active in your fourth house. So it gives you a serious approach to how things that you do and who you are associated with, and the things that make you feel like you belong, like you feel at home. You're looking for stability. And I will also say some of you Libras may be having babies around this time or getting pregnant. So because it helps you expand your home, and you can easily attract opportunities to have beautiful things around the home. And so some of you may decide children are part of that. You may also, because we're working with this new moon energy, you may also decide that it's time for you to buy something, beautify, spruce up the home, if you will, get it ready for the spring, summertime as well. You can also attract a situation where you might have to defend your home or your family members or your children here. And if that happens, stay grounded, take that serious approach to it. And also just know that you can have the resources and tools you need in order to protect your home and protect your family. This is also a time where this first week you may be driven to focus on these long range plans that affect your home. So some of you Libras, especially if you're someone who likes real estate, flipping homes, renovating homes, constructing, all of those things, this is a time where you may decide to turn your attention towards that and find an influx of opportunities. Also, if you are thinking about, I want a home-based business, or I want a place that I can work from home, this is a time where you may start that business. You may, let's say, get a license for real estate as well. Also, any relationships that have been around for a long time can help to stabilize during this time. So if you felt any anxiety or worry around a particular relationship in your life, mostly romantic, I would say, you can talk through some of the things that have created the anxiety or the worries, and you can finally feel a little bit more settled here. March 5th, we have the sun canoodling with Jupiter in your sixth house. That just tells me, once again, we've got this expansive quality of compassion, healing. This is a perfect position if you do work in the health industry of any sort, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. There's a lot of healing that can take place. If you have had trauma of any sort, this is a perfect time, a perfect weekend to give yourself permission to play, to feel optimistic and hopeful that life really does love you, that you can heal from this trauma. And you'll find that a lot of people will come to your aid and say, hey, dear Libra, I love you and I want you to have all these good things in your life. How can I help? And then you may also be really motivated to be of great service to those that you care for. It is considered one of the most magical, lucky times of the year when the sun and Jupiter are canoodling. So enjoy it. Let it just wash over you. Give yourself a chance to escape if you want to, if you need to. It's on a weekend, and take yourself away and just enjoy anything that brings a new, renewed sense of hope in your life, because we all need some hope and faith right now. So if we're working with that sixth house, maybe you've been concerned about your health, or you've been concerned about your routines or coworkers or your job, or are you going to get a project done? I invite you, use this weekend to just let go of the worries and fears and say, you know what, for this moment in time, I'm just going to appreciate what and who is right in front of me. And there is great healing that can take place with that. Venus and Mars, I mentioned earlier, these cosmic lovers are dancing to a new tune when they enter Aquarius on March 6th. So that particular first weekend of March, they're going to be entering your fifth house, activating more of that sense of pleasure. So you can really find ways that whatever self-expression you have, creativity that you bring to this world, it can be a very different and unusual way. Release it into the world. Do your own dance, and you'll find that it can have great benefit for your community, great benefit for those that you care about. And if nothing else, it has great benefit for yourself. And you may be looking for ways too to attract more opportunities to be somewhat independent in your own expression. And this can help you stand out, to find success. It also may be that you've been waiting for something to drop in, a solution, a creative idea that needs to be organized that affects your children, your family in some way, and you may participate in it. I think about this particular energy as a time where you may decide to join, let's say, you become the lead parent of a soccer team for your kids, right? This is a time where you're seen as that leader and somebody who can help to recreate or redesign some of the ways in which the parents were involved and how the team raised did its fundraising, things like that. And so this is a time where you may be getting very active and involved in your local community and in the things that maybe are of great interest for you. I'll speak to relationship again. If you're single, just watch getting involved in some sort of team or some sort of social circle. It could activate an opportunity for you to meet somebody and start dating. If you're in a bonded relationship, this is a time where the two of you can join a particular group or a team that you get to work together. And that can bring a greater bond for you as well. And of course, you're probably going to be attracted to some different experiences. And when that happens, that can energize you. Mercury enters Pisces in your 6th house. That's on March 10th, giving you greater empathy, maybe for coworkers, or you need the empathy and you can find it from your manager. You find it from the people that you work with as a team, possibly. Or like I mentioned before, you may be thinking about ways in which you can heal and help others heal as well. And with Mercury and Pisces here, the conversation should be a lot more compassionate. So if you've had tension, because our words, they can hurt, right? And so this is a time where you may find that people are being a little bit more kind and painting prettier pictures. Sometimes we have to watch out for the illusions that can be created. So not everything is as it appears to be with Mercury and Pisces, but it is a beautiful time to storytell, to write, to paint pretty pictures. We just want to be careful that we don't lose our footing or our grounding here. And with that 6th house, what I can say is you should start to be, how do I say this? Perception is reality, right? Our perception of life. And you may be looking at your life in the past and going, oh, it's boring, it's routine, I don't really like what I'm doing. And when Mercury enters Pisces here, it's like, actually, I think I can find that silver lining. I can actually look at this in a different way. And so your perception can shift, and also pay attention to how psychic energy drops in for you. So if you're looking for ways to shake things up a little bit, or looking for answers for a particular project or for health stuff, then this is a time where your psychic information can drop in, and follow it just for fun, for shits and giggles. Why not? Sun canoodles with Neptune on March 13th, further emphasizing your 6th house. So again, March is a lot of 6th house emphasis here, Libra, giving you a chance to heal, a chance to be of great service to yourself and to others. And that can energize you, especially because you can be very sensitive and very caring. Unfortunately, Libras get a bad rap about being too flighty, and I know that can happen. But I feel like with all this Piscean energy here, you can be a source of inspiration for others, and you can encourage them to live their best lives because you are now feeling like you're living your best life. There's also an indication with all this Pisces energy that you could be overly sensitive throughout the month. And that can be a little difficult if you're still healing from these wounds and that sort of thing. So do get a professional if you need to. I will say that some Libras may be facing divorce during this month, or a breakup. And I only say that if your relationship has been tumultuous, or if it has felt a little lackluster and you need to shake things up and you need to get you and your spouse on the same page, or partner on the same page. And so this is a good indication that you may need to get a professional to talk through some of these things with you two and decide, do we stay together? Do we not? And the gift, though, is that with Mercury in Pisces, the conversation should be very kind, very compassionate. I know breakups are never a pleasurable thing, but you can find ways to at least use compassion throughout the process. And I point to this as well because we have a full moon in Virgo on March 18th, and this is going to be your 12th and 6th house active. And 12th house, there's some hidden things, some things that need to be cleared out behind the scenes that maybe you weren't even paying attention to, or that you shoved under the rug for too long. And now you need to let it go. Now, if everything is stable in your life, or at least you feel perfectly comfortable in your relationships, then this full moon could actually have you and your beloved, or you and yourself, releasing any negativity, any thought patterns that no longer serve you, that robbed you of good health, that maybe you were doing all this deep healing work, and then by the Virgo full moon, you're like, okay, I feel stable again. I actually feel as though I am ready to embrace life and move forward with the next level of my daily routine, or my daily life here. You can also find yourself at this full moon, I almost said new moon, full moon, Virgo, where you're doing some spring cleaning. But this is more of a spring cleaning of the emotional, mental, spiritual body. Yes, I'm sure some of you may be also cleaning out closets, literally, and that sort of thing. But this has more of an activation where you get to finish off projects, maybe yourself, or you're helping others do their self-improvement, and you're closing up some of those programs. Also, you may be finishing up projects at work, or taking on, it's first quarter. So you may be wrapping up that first quarter and looking ahead towards what the next quarter and year will hold for you. I will say some of you Libras will be getting a promotion at this time, at around that full moon. And some of you will be traveling just a little bit for work as well, I feel. And so that could mix things up a little bit, making it kind of fun and exciting. The bigger thing that I sense will activate for you is the sun entering Aries at the spring equinox on March 20th. And this puts it in your 7th house, opposing your first here. And what you may find is a renewed sense of energy and life force coming back to your relationships, to your partnerships. And you may be able to find that you can lead, you can take on the main role in a relationship, whether it's personal or professional. Also, you can find that you become more inspiring to yourself or to others, and you bring people together in ways that feel really good. Some of you Libras will be getting married around this time, or solidifying a relationship at this time in a way that says, we both love our freedom and our independence, but we're here as a united front, and we love just, you celebrate each other. There's a lot of celebration here, Libra, for you. We also have Mercury canoodling Jupiter, Mars sextiling Chiron on the 21st, so right after this spring equinox. And this further emphasizes your 6th and 5th and 7th houses. And so this tells me it's all about, I've done the work on myself. I'm thinking so much about who and what in my life energizes me, what supports my self-expression, my daily routines. And now I can partner with the right person, or I can partner with that part of me that knows I have value, that knows that I am worthy, and that I am able to just do what I do so beautifully. Offering your gifts as an act of service and healing can go a long way to help you in partnership, to help you have a little bit more fun. So if you're looking for ideas about how you can actually have a little bit more lightness in your life, a little more hope and a little more faith, then look no further than, what is it that you love? And then how can that be expressed as an act of service for others? And when you see the benefit that it gives somebody, the joy it gives another, then it will just be reciprocated right back to you. All right, Libra, I really hope that this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and come find me at jamiedawn.com. Have such a great month.